What is up, everybody? Tuberverse TV here today. So we're going to talk about a controversial statement that Shawn Layden made in an interview. And if you don't know who Shawn Layden is, let me help you out here. Shawn Layden previously served as the president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment America, executive vice president of Coup of Sony Network Entertainment International. So that is the position he had at Sony. Like I said, he used to have that position, but not anymore. So he gave this statement talking about Microsoft that it is very hard to launch a $120 million game on a subscription service charging $20 a month. Shawn Layden, and he's pretty much he didn't say Game Pass, but he's talking about Game Pass. That's what he's talking about. So it's interesting he says that statement because Phil Spencer, like he did an interview as well, saying that they are making plenty of money with Game Pass. It's very profitable for them. It's doing the service is doing very well, and it's like the developers are happy with the service as well too. They're happy with being compensated for the service. So I don't see why it's a problem, but it's always a problem when people are trying to count Microsoft's pockets, see how much money they make. It's just weird, but a lot of people like to do that, and it's like this guy is talking about Microsoft's pockets as well. So it's like obviously they're doing something right because all these companies are doing streaming services. It's literally like almost movie companies, music companies, movie companies, music, gaming companies are doing these streaming services. So apparently it's doing something right if they're all doing these services. And it's like movies cost as much. I don't think they cost more than video games, but they cost almost as much as video games, and they still do streaming services. So that's like really saying that they are making money back with this. With like the microtransactions, DLCs, expansion packs, anything you think of, the ultra editions in these games. Pretty sure they're making money, but let's look at the comment section for this. Leave it to Xbox to achieve that which you consider hard. I mean, they kind of proved this point. They literally haven't released big budget games on Game Pass yet. Everything is just third party previously developed games. I mean, it's common sense. I don't see how people fail to understand that those services want to provide games on the scale of The Last of Us 2. I mean, Halo Infinite is coming out. It's clearly coming out soon, and Forza Horizon 5, but okay. I'm kind of curious what the replies were to this one. Imagine thinking that The Last of Us 2 is bigger than Halo Infinite or Elder Scrolls 6. Wake up. When The Last of Us 2 is the most awarded game of the history, is most awarded game of the history, what the hell? Halo? How many games are you even game? Is he really comparing a game The Last of Us 2 to the Halo as a whole? I was like, dude, what's going on here? If you were smart and actually did the math, Shawn Layden is capping right now. Like his Xbox Game Pass concurrent subscribers count release was 23 million. If you multiply by the amount he put, that's 230 million, enough for 200 million budget games, and that's just 1 month. Yeah, and that's just like the base service. That's not even like the ultimate, the one that you're paying $15 for. That's like that's literally just include just the subscriptions alone, not like the people who are subscribing actually buying the game or actually like getting buying the DLCs and microtransactions for the game. So yeah, I can definitely see how Game Pass is making Microsoft a lot of money. To be honest, I can definitely see how it's doing that. But you got Shawn Layden say it's not making them money, so that's definitely odd. Okay, so let's go back. I'm not worried about diversity with Game Pass. Flight Sim, Forza, Redfall, Starfield, Sea of Thieves, Battletoads, Gear Tactics, Halo feels diverse to me. Nintendo has a ton of diversity too. There's only one platform doubling down on one type of game, and it's not Xbox and Nintendo. Yeah, Sony with the third person over the top big cinematic action games or survival action. Like yeah, you talking about Sony with this comment right here. You mean PlayStation focusing on Game of the Year type games? Okay. What Shawn Layden says sounds very reasonable. It's very hard to launch a 120 million game on a subscription service charging $10 a month. You pencil out you're going to have 500 million subscribers before you start to recoup your investment. That's why right now you need to take a loss leading position to try to grow that base. But if you only have 250 million consoles out there, you're not going to get half a billion subscribers. 250 million. Okay. It's total BS. Game Pass funds himself. 23 million users a month is 200 to 300 million, depending on which tier you pick. It's not even every month, and it's not every month or even every quarter that 100 million games added. That's more than enough to fund AAA games over time. So that's all. I don't like to get to the point where we're actually counting how much money, how much money these companies are making. Like, that's none of my concern. It's not my concern to care about how much money these companies are making. As long as they give me good products and good services, that's all I care about. Good interview. That's why I'm happy to pay $7 for a single game. LOL. Doesn't he say that $7 isn't enough? Actually, you want to pay even more. People forget that Microsoft was forced to go into this extra because no one's buying their games. I don't know if that's true or not, but okay, let's go with it for right now. So they opened up to PC. Now they're pushing Game Pass. Game Pass was the first subscription service. They're just the only ones pushing it hard, and Microsoft can eat all the losses. Okay, I think if Microsoft don't screw up again, their console and their fans as they did last year, and make high quality games on Xbox and no PC, then they can sell their games like hotcakes like they did with the 360. People are really up on this exclusivity crap, right? I don't care if the PC guys can play the same games as Xbox players do. I don't care that much, to be honest. Like, who cares? Like they did the crap gamer guys. Like, why do you care that other people can play the game that you're playing? Like, how does it affect your enjoyment of that game? I was like, I don't care if the game's on PC. Uh, this happens if your service reached only 3.3 million subs in 8 years. Okay. What does this say? On the contrary, they do have a huge PS Plus base that's almost on par with Game Pass subs. 47 million for PS Plus, while 23 for Game Pass. Is that true? I don't think this is true. 47 million for PS Plus. I don't think that's true. Okay. Depends on a $100 million game. Companies successfully launch games on a $0 service called free to play. But they have to be based around microtransactions. Always cute watching MF is worried about Microsoft's pockets, almost as if, never mind. Like, isn't Microsoft the most? Isn't they like the wealthiest after three of Nintendo and Sony? And they're like the wealthiest one, right? Other people worry about how much money they're making. It's just bizarre to me. It looks like Microsoft is on excellent, if you ask me, being worth over $2 trillion. I'm sure they know what they're doing. They'll be fine. The day Microsoft goes broke won't exist because we'll all be dead by then. Okay. But Shawn, people are still buying games and DLC and microtransactions. I don't ever recall a game to be exclusive to a subscription service and not overall, well, not available on retail. What are you talking about? Let's see. Yeah, people are just, I don't know. They are not losing money, dude. It's the same time they're moved to xCloud and they're growing the console space and PC space. PlayStation can't compete. This is interesting in many levels. One, Sony being on top for years and still haven't grown the industry instead of sucking it dry, so to speak. Nintendo basically the same thing. Microsoft is the only company doing what Layden is describing. They probably are the only ones that can. Interesting comment right there. I agree with many of his points, but why does it seem like he's trying to throw shade at Xbox? He isn't. He is pondering. Is it hard to launch a AAA game on a subscription service? No lies there. Let's look at the quote tweets at this point. Let's see. Shawn Layden should be talking about how PlayStation still hasn't enabled NVMe slot for PS5. I'd be worried about the dead space over Xbox Game Pass subscription. Yeah, they still quite embarrassed that they don't have the SSD expansion slot yet for the PS5. That is kind of worrisome. It's not like Microsoft would cancel money sinks earlier or anything, except Zoom or Mixer or Windows Phone. Trillions couldn't help them. Okay. The moment Microsoft decides to stop tanking Game Pass, lose pricing, they called me a madman. Okay. Anyone in type of businesses has been saying this. I bet people still won't listen to someone who ran a gaming company. Let's see. Which is why a majority of Microsoft games has been low budget on Game Pass or older third-party games. I always remember that Netflix and Amazon pay more for the distribution to stream on their subscription services. Okay. If it is, then how is Starfield, Halo Infinite, all of the 100 million plus games on Game Pass day one? Oh, really? Xbox hold my beer. It doesn't make any sense about the statement that he's saying. First off, because Microsoft are releasing these big budget games on their service day one on Game Pass, so I just don't get it. Like Halo Infinite's coming out, Forza Horizon is coming out, the next Gears is gonna be on Game Pass. Every big game they're gonna release is gonna be on Game Pass day one, so they're obviously making money. It's like it's just stupid. It's just a stupid argument to even have. And one, I honestly don't really care about. I don't really care about how much money Microsoft is making, to be honest. This argument is just dumb to begin with. While I have a lot of respect for Shawn Layden, this statement doesn't make sense. If Game Pass has 50 million subscribers in the future, it will have a revenue of at least 500 million per month. Did I miss something in my calculations? Absolutely. That's why all these games have been horrible, in my opinion. It's been horrible. It's not very hard to launch a $100 million movie on a subscription service charging $9 a month. 2007 got regarded Netflix. It's like Netflix. Exactly, like Netflix has been around for the longest. They've been releasing these big budget, well, I'm going to say, probably releasing these, yeah, probably saying releasing these big budget movies. And they're still in business. Netflix isn't shut down yet. They still have been around for the longest doing streaming service. So I think streaming service is a viable option at this point. Xbox is doing something that we think is impossible. What a great app for Game Pass. Yeah, pretty much. You need 500 million subs for it to work out. Shawn Layden think you need 5 billion revenue per month to make a $100 million game. Jesus Christ, I feel for the PlayStation hardcore who could have the best games and the best services, but the execs are F-wits. Okay. Consolidation is the enemy of diversity? Like what? He is a professional and knows what he's talking about. This thread is full of Xbox fanboys defending something that will eventually come back to haunt them in a big way in a due time. You'll love to see it. How is it hurting Xbox guys? I don't get it. Like, if the games are still coming to Xbox Game Pass, how is it hurting Xbox guys? It don't make any sense. Like, we're still getting the games day one. Like, I don't care about Microsoft's pockets. It's like, what? How is it hurting Xbox guys? Okay. Of course, it's impossible because you only have 3 million subscribers. Haha. Another shot of PlayStation Now. Hilarious as supposedly unbiased guys who have to cover one console seem to think Layden is wrong about a totally obvious and glaring issue with Game Pass. On the surface, it's a pretty and insensitive take on a product like Game Pass that has done a lot for the gaming consumer base. However, let's not act like Microsoft is willing to share any solid profit numbers from Game Pass. All I see is a bunch of broke boys complaining, don't pocket watch Microsoft, we're eating good over here. Didn't this dude get fired? Enough said. Ex PlayStation executive takes a swing at Game Pass should be the headline. The amount of Xbox fanboys crying in the replies and quote tweets. All I see is PlayStation guys crying. they're just they are just pretty much sucking this dude up. But this Shawn Layden dude quote, and it's like they don't even know if that's even true or not. Like we don't like. It's just weird. This whole counting the company's money. This is always gonna be a weird thing to me, to be honest. This is why Sony is a broken company. Former executive Layden is confirming. Netflix just spent $465 million on the Knives Out sequel. Breaking news: Shawn Layden, former head of PlayStation Studios, doesn't use Netflix. Yeah, it's like I'm thinking like if Netflix is making these expensive movies like this, and it's like they're still doing a service, or even though their price is like $10, it's like I think the cheapest is probably like what was it, like 13 for the one people use the most. I mean, I'm pretty sure Microsoft can make it work. If Netflix is still around, they can make it work at this point. So. Yeah, I'm concluded right here. This video is getting kind of long, so yeah, it's just ridiculous that this guy made this statement, and now Sony guys are running with it saying, "Hey, Microsoft isn't making money; they're losing money. They can't release these big budget games." When it's obviously they're doing that. There's like, especially at E3, they announced like most of the games are gonna be on Game Pass day one. So that's like Microsoft can do it apparently. That just be telling. I think it's just telling the other companies can't do what Microsoft can do at this point. So just leave it right there. I definitely see your thoughts down below about this situation, this interview that Shawn Layden had, the statement that he made. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching and peace.